my Capricorn collective sun, moon, rising Venus signs and cross watchers. Welcome to your 5-card draw. What do I need read for this new moon to full moon in March 2022? I'm your reader, fellow Earth sign Virgo that I am. Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions since 1998. Author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle, link in the description box, creator on Patreon, patreon.com/DrawingTheCircle. I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey, my caps, my sea goats, my mountain goats. Let's get down to business, shall we? I am doing this the day before new moon, which means dark moon. It's void of course right now, but it's going to be going into dark moon in Pisces before it goes new moon in Pisces, and this is why I do the 7-card shadow read. So if you're going through it, you might want to go hit that playlist. But if you are new to the channel, this is a 5-card draw. A 5-card draw just means one card from 5 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline, which we'll look at in a minute, just to say that these 5 decks also represent the 5 magical elements: fire, earth, air, water, spirit. So if you're casting, if you're intending, if you're doing manifestational work, this is just to tap into the collective and help you get a little bit more specifics in terms of your intentional work, planting the seed at new and watching it bloom at full. Metaphor. So let's look at the astrological timeline. We're looking at the new moon in Pisces, Wednesday, March 2nd, doing this on March 1st, 12:34 p.m. Eastern. I've said it in every reading, so I'm going to say it now. 1, 2, 3, 4 is way bigger to me than 11:11. I'm just going to say I have a personal history with the 11:11, but 1, 2, 3, 4 says everything is in perfect timing. And interesting, today the moon goes into Pisces, my moon sign at 3:53 p.m. I was born at 3:53 a.m. So take the synchronicities, the signs where they come. These reads have been really cool this time around. And just as a side note, I know exactly what's going on planet Earth. I watch the news. I am in prayer pretty much when I'm not on camera, resting, editing, or working. So work this new moon, whatever this is about. May it be a blessing upon all people, and particularly the people in the Ukraine. Cool. Sorry to be political, but that's where we're at. So let's do this. It's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, right? To get more information about where the timeline we're about to look at, or maybe it's parallel timeline, because we all got more than one seed to sow. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. Let's do this. Breathe. And if you're an empath, blessed be. If you're feeling everybody's everything, hang in there. Here we go. Using the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, I call upon the collective ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism for the Capricorn collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. Their element of fire, what they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire that will help them on the hero's journey of spiritual awakening, whatever this new to full. Grace. Oh, you know, this is in the title. My book, Words of Grace, even if it's the only book I ever get, it's self-published, it's on Kindle, I'm good with that. I'm good with that, because I wrote that during a dark night of the soul. Those prayers saved me. So the little spell fragment here: grace, blessing, come to me. Come to me and set me free. Hello. Down with that. Unfortunately, I have no planets in Capricorn that I could relate that to. But let's keep going. Your element of fire, let's support it with the element of earth, the crystal oracle. Your element, our element, as a Virgo. Whether you have the stone or not is a moot point. Get a clear quartz, program it with, you know, what this is, pray for it, use it as a touchstone, as well as it is the fuel that feeds the fire. It's the Duraflame in the fireplace, as I like to say. Let's get it on the table. Please take a nice deep breath. And if you have the stone, bully for you, darling. Here we go. As I call upon my beloved Archangel Ariel, Archangel of the North, one of the Archangels of the North, the power of Earth, the Archangel of Lyons, of which I am apparently named. Please, one card in clarity for the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. Please, what is the Crystal Oracle message here? Tony Carmine Salerno, really cool book, really cool deck to help them with their element of earth, the fuel to feed the fire and manifest their heart's desire. This new to moon with grace. Chrysoprase, it rhymed. Grace. Grace, and chrysoprase. Oh God, I guess that's a rock rap? Whatever. Chrysoprase. My whole family is really fast and witty, and we have a twisted sense of humor. DNA. Chrysoprase, fertility, love, compassion, truth, uplifting. That's pretty amazing. That feels very graceful. Chrysoprase helps open the heart center and allows you to feel the presence of divine unconditional love. I mean, certainly you could use other stones for that, but that's a very powerful message with that grace. Blessing, come to me and set me free. True love conquers all. True love is divine love. What an interesting path. You are entering a fertile period that will enable you to creatively express your true nature in a loving and compassionate way. I forgot to turn the heating system off. Be right back. Void, of course, dark moon. Gee, I forgot something. What a shock. The moon has a lot to do with memory. It really, really does. Yeah, one thing off the checklist I forgot. So, just to pick up where we left off, you're entering a fertile period that will enable you to creatively express your true nature in a loving and compassionate way. Well, that's good in terms of planting a seed, right? The fertility. I mean, it's the language, symbolic, but the language. Through this, you will give birth to new ideas that reflect and align with your true essence, which is your soul, the immortal part of you, the part of you that was chosen to play a role as a human being on the hero's journey. All you would love to create, manifest, and achieve is now possible, provided you remain true to yourself. Listen to what your heart is saying, be guided by your intuition, and you will create the success and fulfillment you so rightly desire. Many wondrous experiences are in store for you. Rock on, Chrysoprase, if you can get it, right? Okay, so fertility, love, compassion, truth, to follow the truth of your heart, and uplifting. It's a lot to remember. I'm going to keep that there so I can refer to it. There's more words than I'm willing to try and remember. Void, of course, dark moon, but good for divination. Less static on the channel. Let's get your element of air here. The Healing with the Angels Oracle. The air that feeds the fire, right? Stokes it, right? Fire can't exist without air. Desire really can't get stronger without thought. So what you're thinking about. Also, the healing angels are only come when invited, right? They don't cross boundaries. So who's waiting in the wings with their wings fully stretched, ready to zoom in and help at your call? Breathe. Particularly with grace as a heart's desire, that's pretty powerful. Let's do this. As I call upon the angels and archangels of the North sign of Capricorn, powers of Earth, please, I think I got that right. I don't think I did, but it's okay. The Arielites, the Urielites, the Aureolites, please. One card in clarity for the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. Who's waiting to help them? All they have to do is call and they'll be there. Yes, they will, because you've got some friends in the celestial realm. To the element of air, to feed the grace with Chrysoprase. This, to full March 2022, ideas and inspiration. So this fertility is certainly coming on a mental level first. It does, you know. The the contract hovers over your head in the 8th chakra, drops down into the satellite of the 8th crown chakra, 1,000-petaled lotus, hits that third eye, inspiration into ideas, right? But then you got to choose it, and then you got to let it hit your heart. And I think that's what this is saying. You know, Carolyn Mace was my introduction to grace as something other than a thing you say before you eat as a little kid, right? Her work on the subject, I highly recommend it. All of her work has been pivotal for me, but, you know, not every teacher is for everybody. But that idea of grace being a mystical substance, like, just play with that word, a mystical substance that is closer to us than our own breath, and yet, how graceful are we moving through things? Maybe more than we think. Okay, element of water. The emotion, the energy in motion. It's not just like on Charmed. If you're casting and you just say, power thing, well, that's right. You gotta put some oomph behind it. Let's see what hits the table. The voices of the higher selves. It's a very high vibrational read, and I'm really happy about it. Please take a nice deep breath. And it is. It's a little element of air dominant, kind of higher chakra stuff here. As I call to the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the whisper of love? The piece of information, inspiration, insight needed for the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, their element of water, their emotions about this. Please, some guidance, some grace. Some guidance and grace with Christ Supremes. And their ideas and intuition, what's going on emotionally there that they need to be aware of. Rhyming, they're in the room. This new to full. Actions speak loudly. Express your love through your actions. Now, action is the element of earth, right? You can think, you can choose, you can feel. But this is saying to follow your heart, your truth, right? Let's look at those keywords again, because there was a bunch of them. Fertility, the creativity, new to full, that's great. Love, really what this is about. Stay heart-centered, compassion, truth, and uplifting. So if those are where the actions are coming from, this is saying then your actions speak loudly. Express your love through your actions. Now, that may not always necessarily be towards another person. Like I said, with what's going on in Ukraine, just light a candle and pray your heart out. That I consider an action. Because that's sometimes it's all you can do in a situation. But regardless, that can be through art. That can be a personal action for yourself, doing a little extra yoga or maybe starting something new, right? To allow this grace to move through you, bless you, and set you free. Worth it. But you can't get it wrong if your intention is right. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. You gotta keep it light, folks. It's too easy. I have the river Styx speed pass when I don't want to go into the collective unconscious and feel the pain and misery of it all, which I do as part of my spiritual practice to help the world heal. Trust me, you're allowed to laugh as well. Moderation in all things. Except moderation. The Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn, the card of spirit to charge this thing with. I highly recommend. If you can check your other signs, at least write down the mantras and use them for the 2-week period. They're very helpful. I love this book. So let's say you get a piece of Christ Appraise or similar. You say the grace spell, calling in the angels of idea and inspiration. The healing angels are going to help heal your ideas, your inspirations, and heal you through ideas and inspirations. And then putting that into action, right? Feeling that. This is the thing that would charge it. And certainly casting a spell, doing intention work is a form of action. Breathe. I'm loving the vibe on this. As I call to the Ascended Masters General Assembly, because this could be about anything, right? It's not necessarily a soul contract. There may be other people involved, but maybe this is just their sacred contract, what they are kind of scripted to do in this timeline of this lifetime. Please, what is the perfect healing mantra for the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, that will charge this, that will get them through this, that will help them heal with this healing mantra, so that they can get that grace, blessing, come to me and set me free with that chrysoprase, that love, that compassion, that fertility, that truth, to follow their heart with this. And the ideas and inspiration from the healing angels really playing a significant part in that, because air condenses into water, thought condenses into emotion, and the emotion is action. Speak loudly. May they express their love through their actions. Electrify them. Make this specific for the Capricorns this new to full March 2022. Creating cooperation. You're not doing this alone. Creating cooperation. More gets accomplished when everyone has a role to play. Now that just opened it up to it could be one-on-one, another person you're collaborating with, cooperating with, but then that opens it up to root chakra tribal. That means it could be within the family, it could be in the circle of friends, it could be at work, right? All of these different ways that can play itself out. So it made it more specific in terms of it not just being you in this, but for that to be done gracefully. And now I look at the card. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. All right, hold on. Don't worry, I have pants on. I'm not sitting on my dining room chairs without pants. Yeah, no, you can't really see the card. But they're like, it's the three graces. Oh, there you go. More Greek myth. Right? They're goddesses. You might want to check that out. Let me read you from the bookie book. More gets accomplished when everyone has a role to play. Role play. Creating, you can LARP your way through it. Creating cooperation. More gets accomplished when everyone has a role to play. When cooperation is created, the unity of all is access to accomplished more in one moment than any one person can do alone. And that's just true. Many hands make light work. Light work. As a creator of cooperation, okay, I hear you. Stick a pin in that. You are giving others the right to contribute, which only broadens the effect of collective expression. Once cooperation is created, all facades of competition melt away, allowing each individual to feel a renewed depth of self-worth by serving a vision greater than any degree of individual gain. All right, before I go into the last little bit there, this could, whatever it is that this is going to help across the planet. This is going to help in the unity consciousness and the quantum field of all of that. This is really, really, really about making change, and it doesn't matter in what area in your life you're in. It will be blessed. But do understand what's going on the planet. This is exactly what's needed, but there needs to be a healing of ideas and inspirations to guide us through that. I mean, it's a good way to read it. And Capricorns, you guys are 10th house, highest potential. You're built for this. You're not just healing you, you're healing the world. It's how it works. I didn't make it that way, apparently. This mantra is ideal for enhancing teamwork, transforming family dynamics, and increasing inner peace. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me, and let everyone around me and I operate together to create something better, something blessed with grace that is open-hearted and compassionate and putting things into action. This could totally manifest itself in so many different ways, but particularly with what's going on. Yeah. Beautiful read. Let me give you the blessing as I do at the end of every reading, and then we'll chat a little bit. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, please bless the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading with all that they need. This rather important global new moon to full moon in March 2022, that they can create cooperation, because more gets accomplished when everyone has a role to play and their actions speak loudly, and that can be collective as well. And that feeling of emotion, to put that love into action with the healing angels called in, helping them see things differently, inspiring them, drawing them forward, that star guiding them forward with this vibration of chrysoprase. The fertility to really create something from new to full, the love, the universal love, that love is the answer, and true love conquers all, that compassion, that truth, that uplifting that the world needs right now, and may it begin with them so they can manifest their heart's desire under grace and in perfect ways. Grace, blessing, come to me, and set me free for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So would it be. So it is. I know. Very powerful read. Like this read, help other Capricorns find it. Spread this one around. Share it. If you would, because that really does plug into everything else that's going on planet Earth, and maybe all of these have, but I'm just catching on it now. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button, and I do recommend hitting the notification bell because I put them out when they're ready. It could be at any time. As soon as they're done, I take breaks in between. Once one is done editing, I take a break. I come back once it's posted. And honestly, if you want the best of me, come Patreon on Patreon. I serve there every morning. I talk about the lunar astrology for the day, and there's always a blessing. There's always a prayer. Usually me in a bathrobe with a cup of coffee with morning hair. But I do my best. I love you. Thank you so much, my Capricorns, for watching. Seriously, wishing you a graceful and beautiful, very best and very blessed of this new to full March 2022. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.